Welcome to All In from CanSU Television on the campus of Nicholls State University. I'm your host, Connor Justclair. Two North Carolina State University international students have fled the United States after their visas were revoked. It happened as the Trump administration's crackdown on immigration escalates. Chelsea Donovan spoke with the roommate of one of those students.
I'm flabbergasted because I think it's just an absolute disgrace.
NC State senior Phil Vasto is speaking out on behalf of his roommate he no longer has.
And the school had informed him that the State Department had revoked his visa. They didn't provide him with any reason whatsoever.
Saul Al-Ghurad packed up in a day and flew back to Saudi Arabia at the advice of his family and attorneys. He just got to the United States and started studying at NC State 5 months ago.
If he remained here, he could be subject to detainment and arrest by ICE.
What we don't want is for a student to overstay a visa and actually be in the United States without documents, without any status.
Immigration attorney Yesenia Polanco says the students have no recourse and believes they would become a direct target for ICE.
So we think that it is arbitrary and discretionary.
The terminations come after Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced last Thursday that the State Department had revoked more than 300 student visas. Vasto said his roommate never communicated with the federal government directly, just NC State.
So he had only a few days to get ready to leave the country.
Al-Ghurad was working to get his master's in engineering management and also was a campus dining employee. NC State confirmed that a second student, who Vasto says is also from Saudi Arabia, had their visa terminated too. The university issued this response after news spread throughout the international student body. NC State did not initiate these terminations and was not directly notified of the changes. We're deeply concerned about the lack of communication from federal agencies and the impact of these actions on our international students.
2, 1.
Now let's take a look at news on campus. The Nicholls Art Department hosted the annual Artworks event this Tuesday. CanSU reporter Jackson Morrow attended the event.
Thibodaux art lovers get their chance to create and bid on art. The Nicholls Art Department held its yearly Artworks. This event supports the future of young artists.
So this is Persephone on the Bayou. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the story behind Persephone, but she's the Greek goddess for springtime. So since we're in spring, I decided to draw her. There's going to be a lot of irises down here too, so she'll be having her hand on an iris. But I was actually the first winner for the Artworks scholarship, so I took my scholarship was to go study abroad in Greece. So that's why I did the Greek mythology kind of play for tonight. So I'm doing the live painting for tonight, and then this piece will be up for grabs next Artworks. It's extremely important for students to have an opportunity to grow their education, not only here, but also to study abroad and to see pieces that they learn about in school and to apply it to life after college. So it really has enhanced my life, and I'm sure a lot of other students that are in the same shoes as I was back in 10 years ago now, my goodness. So it's really important to continue growing our community. I think a lot of people that support the arts don't really know what's going on in the background and the process that actually all the steps that it takes to make a vase or a painting or things like that. So to be able to get your hands dirty and see exactly how much work it takes to create a piece, I think is really important.
This annual and interactive event took place in Talbot Hall this past Tuesday. All proceeds from the event go towards benefiting Nicholls art students.
So I'm actually a Nicholls alumnus. I graduated with a degree in photography and BFA in photography and sculpture in 2014. Ever since the event has happened, I've either been helping photograph the event for Gene Donegan, who I love so much, or just kind of attending the event as either an artist donor or just as a patron coming in and bidding on the artwork and kind of seeing all the amazing things that are happening in the Nicholls Art Department. The Artworks fundraiser is so important to Nichols as an institution. Obviously, it's here to raise money to provide scholarships to either experiences or materials for the art students here at Nichols State University. It also brings people from the community and outside the community onto campus, bringing some spotlights and lights to not only the Nichols Art Department, but Nichols State University as an institution as well. I think it's really important to make sure that, especially a college that is so well versed throughout the city of Thibodaux and the surrounding areas of South Louisiana, to bring people onto campus to see the things we're doing. The things that we're doing here at Nichols are accessible to people. This is not something that you feel like, oh, I can't go into this place because it's not something that I should be at. We welcome everybody here. Obviously, this is a paid event. We're trying to raise money for experiences and for students, but like to make sure that Nichols is a place that people feel welcome to come to, maybe even to come back to. Nichols Artworks started, I think, about 10, 11 years ago. I was actually a student the first year that it happened. And so I never got to experience like being a recipient of the scholarship, but I got to be a part of like the beginnings of it. So having this event on campus, both working it as a student worker and then attending as a guest, I guess, has been so special to me in the development of the Nichols Art Department. And I'm so glad that I can continue to be a part of it as an alumnus and as someone who was a part of it from the beginning into where it is now.
Reporting for KNSU TV, I'm Jackson Morrow.
Drainage improvements are coming to Nichols. KNSU reporter Shamar Moses has more on the story.
Big changes are coming to Nichols State University as a major landscaping project gets underway. Crews are now filling ditches from the Ardon and Bowie Road intersection all the way to Zering Hall. Nichols President Jay Clune announced the project at Monday's Student Government Association meeting. Facilities Director Danielle Burrow says the improvements will help with drainage issues while also making the campus more visually appealing.
We picked the ditches that would have the largest impact on students, like the ones by Brady. If we could get all that closed in, that would be really nice, you know, for everyone that lives there that's going across to the rec center, and just aesthetically it would look so really nice, you know, to have all the ditches going.
The $1.6 million project is designed by T. Baker Smith and contracted to Byron E. Talbot Construction, with funding provided by the state through the Major Repair Capital Outlay. Work began on March 17th and is expected to wrap up by May 31st. With these upgrades, Nichols is aiming to create a safer and more attractive environment for students, faculty, and visitors. Reporting from Nichols State University, I am Shamar Moses.
Smoothie King has been chosen as the next food option to be added on campus. Here's Shamar Moses with the story.
Nichols administration is looking for ways to raise revenue. One idea that is becoming a reality is a Smoothie King and the Student Union. Attractiveness and profit is what influenced the university's decision to choose Smoothie King as the next food option in the Student Union.
That any type of branded concept that can enhance the sales and be attractive to not only faculty, staff, and students, but also community that may be visiting our campus as well, will enhance the possible revenue that auxiliary services will receive based off of the commissions. It would also assist Sodexo in making more of a profit when it comes to their food service operations. So.
The university's profit will come from financial guarantees outlined in its contract with the school's food provider, Sodexo.
We have a minimum guarantee for the lease payment, okay? And then we get 15% of all the cash sales from Sodexo's operations as part of their contractual obligation to operate food services on our campus.
Sodexo is responsible for renovations as stated in the contract.
They are going to pay 100% of the renovation costs because that is part of their capital outlay per the contract. that is amortized over the life of the contract.
Like all other dining locations on campus, students can use Munch Money, but the university will collect all cash sales. Although there is no set timeline for Smoothie King's opening, students are excited about its arrival at Nichols.
It can help maybe with nutrition. Obviously, it can help finances in the union. It can bring more people into the union to see the bookstore, see the other food options, let people interact with other people. There's a lot of benefits to it.
Reporting for KNSU TV, I am Shamar Moses. Nichols.
Are you ready to eat some crawfish? Next week is Crawfish Week here at Nichols. Monday through Wednesday, there will be a crawfish scavenger hunt in the student union. Also on Monday, there will be a night breakfast for students at 8 to 10 p.m. in the dining hall. On Tuesday, Caps for Colonels will take place at 6:30 p.m. at the baseball field. The events will wrap up on Thursday with the annual Crawfish Day from 4 to 8 p.m. in the Family Day parking lot. Now we will take a break. When we come back, we'll cover everything Nichols sports. We'll also talk about a bat that is causing a stir throughout the MLB.
To stop impaired driving in South Louisiana, we all have a part.
I'm going to do my part too.
I'm not going to insist that you have just one more before you leave the bar.
If I think you're impaired,
I'll take your keys.
Anytime you've been drinking, just sleep on my couch.
I'll be the designated driver tonight.
I'll call a cab if you need one.
I'm not going to drink and drive.
Please, do your part too.
I should have done my part, and because I didn't, I lost my best friend.
Join our Safe Community Partnership. To stop impaired driving in South Louisiana, we all have a part.
I'm going to do my part too.
I'm not going to insist that you have just one more before you leave the bar.
If I think you're impaired,
I'll take your keys.
Anytime you've been drinking, just sleep on my couch.
I'll be the designated driver tonight.
I'll call a cab if you need one.
I'm not going to drink and drive.
Please, do your part too.
I should have done my part, and because I didn't, I lost my best friend.
Join our Safe Community Partnership.
Every year, thousands of tons of litter are thrown from our cars onto the unsuspecting wildlife below. Polluting our wetlands and cluttering our forests. Please reconsider and don't litter. You're only killing our wildlife.
Welcome back to All In. Yesterday, women's softball won 8-6 against Southern Miss. Men's tennis will take on Copiah Lincoln Community College today at 2. Men's baseball will suit up for a weekend series at the DID against Houston Christian University. Women's softball will travel to Texas this weekend to take on East Texas A&M Commerce. Major League Baseball has unveiled a new weapon, the torpedo bat. They are designed with more wood in the area of the bat most likely to make impact with the ball, giving batters a better chance for base hits and home runs. Major League Baseball has confirmed these bats are legal. The New York Yankees have the most players using these bats, and the team scored a whopping 32 runs in 2 games this weekend against the Milwaukee Brewers. Some players on other teams, including the Chicago Cubs and Minnesota Twins, also use torpedo bats. That's all we have for sports this week. We will now take a look at entertainment. At a 2019 AFI tribute, Chadwick Boseman thanked Denzel Washington for his support, saying there is no Black Panther without Denzel Washington. Now, it looks as if Washington will appear in that franchise. David Daniel has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
It's a great honor to be honored by him.
Back in November, Denzel Washington said he would play a part in Black Panther 3, which Marvel has yet to announce. Now Ryan Coogler, the director of that series, is confirming that, telling the Nightcap podcast, "I've been dying to work with Denzel, and I've got every intention of working with him on that movie. As long as he's interested, man, it's going to happen."
And then, all hell breaks loose.
Scott Derrickson has a new horror movie on deck. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the director and his writing and producing partner, C. Robert Cargill, are adapting the Christopher Golden novel Road of Bones. It's described as a supernatural thriller set in Siberia. Run, Chet, run! That's Chet Hanks of the country duo Something Out West channeling Forrest Gump in their latest music video, You Better Run. Chet's dad, Tom Hanks, Forrest himself, even makes an appearance on that iconic bus stop bench. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
That is all we have for today. Join us next week on All In, a production of CanSU TV and Colonel Media Group. Once again, I'm Connor Justclair, and remember, go Colonels!